It's not talked about often, but first responder suicide is a growing problem.
It's a very rewarding career. It's also very challenging in the things that we do see. We respond to people's worst days. We do that on a daily basis.
When Carol Castle's firefighter son took his own life, she knew she had a mission. She found a crisis hotline that first responders could call anonymously without fear that word would get back to their department. Now she's distributing coins with the hotline's number to departments throughout the U.S. and Canada for workers to carry. On Friday, she was on hand to see a batch of them delivered to Brooklyn Park's police and fire departments.
I always say my story starts when I found out that you guys had a double or triple the suicide rate of civilians. And then I figured I got to do something.
And we will have more information on the coins on our website, ccxmedia.org. A local blood center needs your help saving lives. There is less than a one-day supply of most blood types at Memorial Blood Centers. To make up for the lost collections on Christmas and New Year's, donation hours will be extended at the St. Paul and Plymouth locations.
We need over 2,000 donors every single week to meet the needs of over 30 hospital partners here in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So it's really a challenge to get people to come in when they're busy or when they might be sick, but the need for blood doesn't take a holiday, so we really do need donors every day, both blood and platelets.
Memorial Blood Centers in St. Paul and Plymouth will be open from 7:30 to 1:30 p.m. this Sunday and next Sunday. Every donor this month will be entered to win a winter getaway for two. The YMCA in New Hope and other locations throughout the metro are helping to make sure children and families have enough food during winter break. Starting Saturday through January 5th, the YMCA will distribute 10,000 bags of food. Families can stop by the front desk at any Twin Cities YMCA to pick one up. Most of the bags have pasta, veggies, and a meat product. Officials say the program is greatly needed, especially when you consider more than 200,000 children in Minnesota live with food insecurity.
Last year when we did the holiday distribution, we served around 7,000 folks and families, so the need is up by 3,000 more, and we just don't want any kid to go hungry during the holiday break.
And you don't have to be a YMCA member to come and get a free bag of food. A National Collegiate Volleyball Championship is on the line with the Champlin Park connection. Junior Sydney Hilly is one of the University of Wisconsin's top players and has been a key cog in her team's run to the title match. Freshman Izzy Ashburn is another ex-Rebel playing for Wisconsin. Both players are getting national attention as they compete for college volleyball's biggest prize.
It's fun to hear Sydney Hilly from Brooklyn Park and Izzy Ashburn from Dayton, Minnesota. It's really fun to hear that, and they have worked so hard to get to this point. I mean, endless hours and in the gym and the weight room, and just so many sacrifices along the way that it's been fun to see that their hard work has paid off.
Hilly is the Big Ten Setter of the Year, while Ashburn led Champlin Park to the 2018 Minnesota Class 3A title. Wisconsin plays Stanford Saturday night. A Christmas classic takes the stage in Plymouth. In today's Weekend Showcase, Neil Persley previews A Christmas Carol, the musical.
Charles Dickens published A Christmas Carol in 1843.
What good is Christmas time to you but the time to find yourself a year older and not an hour richer?
Christmas may never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, but I believe it is a good time.
Since then, it has never been out of print and has been made into movies, plays, and translated into several languages.
The world holds a lot of darkness now, just as it did in Charles Dickens' times, and to tell a story of hope and a story of redemption and a story that's about love and giving, I think is what the world needs right now.
Bunce Backyard Productions has understandably moved the stage indoors for their production of A Christmas Carol, the musical. The stage and the set are minimalist, the acting and the cast are picture perfect. The message is timeless and simple. Even Tiny Tim has a handle on the story.
He's like turning happier and happier.
It teaches the lesson to show compassion, not kind of take anything for granted.
Greg Bunce truly inhabits the character of Ebenezer Scrooge from beginning to end.
Understanding his story and how he got to where he was when he was that mean and hopeless really has to do with what occurred to him in his past.
The ghosts aren't too frightening, and this production of A Christmas Carol is great for the whole family.
If Ebenezer Scrooge can be redeemed, anybody can.
For Weekend Showcase in Plymouth, Neil Persley, CCX News.
A Christmas Carol, the musical, runs this weekend only at Plymouth Covenant Church, and we have ticket information and showtimes on our website, ccxmedia.org. Today is the end of an era here at CCX Media as we say goodbye to the longtime leader of our Create department. After 35 years, Barb Nolan Clark is retiring from Northwest Community Television. Barb helped shape public access into what it is today and has worked with hundreds of volunteers all along the way. We wish Barb the very best in her retirement and thank her for a job very well done.
Two of the area's top boys hockey teams went head-to-head in a game that could have section seeding implications in February. Benilde-St. Margaret's ranked number 7 coming in, Wayzata unranked. Trojans get a scoring chance right away. Dylan Lewis breaks in, but his shot rings off the post and out. Benilde's Charlie Bishop gets the puck in front. Charlie Warner chips the shot on goal, but it's stopped by Garrett Benello. No score after one. Less than a minute to go in the second period. Nate Schweitzer springs Warner on a shorthanded breakaway, and he finishes for a 1-0 Red Knights lead. Early in the third, a good forecheck by Wayzata, and sophomore Drew Streeter scores his first goal of the season, and it's 1-1. Schweitzer gets around the defenders and makes a nice move, but the shot is denied by Benello. We go to overtime, and there's good action at both ends, but no more goals. Benello stops 39 Benilde shots, and the game ends in a 1-1 tie. Totino-Grace's boys hockey team is now in Class AA. They also faced a section foe in 5AA as Osseo made the short trip to Brooklyn Park to take on the Eagles. Osseo strikes on a power play. Cameron Klein threads a shot through a screen. Orioles grab a 1-0 lead. Grace answers. Luke Delzer with a poke check right to Sam Thielen. He buries it to tie the game just 22 seconds after Osseo's goal. On a power play, the Eagles get one as Adam Johnson buries the rebound in close. Totino-Grace takes a 2-1 lead into the first intermission. Early in the second, Kyle Heffron creates a turnover. He stopped, and then his stick is slashed out of his hands. He tries to tuck the rebound in, but with a delayed penalty coming, the Eagles find Howie Moore trailing the play, and he scores a shorthanded goal for a 3-1 lead. Thielen with a nice bank pass ahead to Delzer, and he'll snap off a great wrist shot on a 2-on-1 to make it 4-1 Eagles. Down 5-1, Osseo forces a turnover, and Jackson Dwyer converts the feed from Klein, but it's not enough as the Orioles fall to Totino-Grace 6-3. Also, Maple Grove lost for the first time, blanked by Andover 4-0. Well, if you like half-court offense, Thursday night's Cooper and Burnsville boys basketball game was not the place to be at. It was entertaining, though, between the Blaze and the Hawks. Daniel Rosenberg for Burnsville hits from the top of the key for 3 on his way to a 29-point night. Blaze lead by 3. Cooper's Tyson Dallas starts to drive and gives it up to Davian Evans in the corner for a 3-pointer. Hawks would lead the game 48-44 at halftime. Early in the second half, there's a loose ball. Dallas gets to it first. He passes to Broderick Powell Jr. for the layup. Cooper leads 52-50. And later, it's Anthony Clay Trezek on transition to Terrence Matthews for the Hawks bucket. Cooper's lead is 5. Matthews finishes the game with 9. Majay Murphy to Trezek and then to Dallas, which would hit tough runner in the lane there. He leads Cooper in scoring with 23 points. But the Blaze would rally, and they force overtime. In the OT, Ibrahim Il-Amin forces a turnover. ends up with a basket for Rosenberg. Blades lead 97-91, but Cooper gets the final rally. Evans with another three. He nets 20 in the game. Cooper wins 106-103. The Hawks are now 3-2 on the year. The boys' swimming season is underway. Two local squads went head-to-head in the Northwest Suburban Conference meet. Armstrong hosting Champlin Park in Plymouth. Man, they're off in the 200 medley relay to start the meet. It's Armstrong's Justin Rolls, Ethan Coons, Nathaniel Nelson, and Henry Kujak racing to the win in 154.76. 200 freestyle, Champlin Park's Mark Kronig takes the win by 7 seconds. His time 155.77. 200 IM, a win for the Rebels as Donovan Durand wins it. Armstrong rolls his second. Durand's time 211.05. 50 free is about as close as it gets. Dustin O'Brien of Armstrong just touches ahead of Champlin Park's Dalton Stolman. They edge him by 1/100th of a second. In the 100 butterfly, Durand takes the top spot again for Champlin Park. The Rebels go on to win the meet 101-85.